What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another new vlog. This series is gonna be a pretty special one. But first of all, you can see we're here at Disneyland Paris. But this is not the final destination, but I just wanted to show this because it's my kind of stop station. So I'm gonna take another train from here, but you can see here, shout out to my friend Emery. He's the Disneyland goat. And so Disneyland Paris. The train station is literally on top of the park. You can see right here. Just underneath you have the train and everything, so I'm just waiting for my next train. But it's really incredible to be here, and I don't know, there's a bunch of people running to get inside, and so I'm actually going to Lyon, so I'll keep you guys in check. But that was just a quick update from Disneyland Paris. What's going on, guys? So check the sign just behind me there, Lyon Gare Pardieu. So this is the station here that I'm arrived, and this is the best weather, even better than Nice that it is currently. It's like 24 degrees or something. I might have to take off my jacket quickly, but yeah, I'm gonna just kind of walk around. I don't really have a set itinerary, but I'm here and I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop. So I've just been walking towards this park, but I passed by the real estate building, and it's always interesting for me to check out what the real estate is like in each city. Of course, you must know Paris being one of the biggest cities, it's really expensive there, and other cities as well. Here it's about 5,000 euros per square meter. I'm not sure if that's rigorous, I just looked at a few, and I know in Paris it's more towards 10,000, so double the price of Paris. Half the price of Paris. Paris is double the price, which is interesting because this is the second or third biggest city, I believe, in France. Second or third? It's third. Sorry, I just kicked myself there. It's the third biggest city in France, and it's half the price, so interesting to know. Of course, there's different neighborhoods, but that's just that's the kind of resume of the real estate market here. So guys, I'm currently in the botanical garden, and they even have a greenhouse here with the tropical exhibit. As you can see, I had to take off my coat because it's so hot and humid in here. Of course, since they're essentially imitating a tropical environment. But it's quite interesting that they have just a greenhouse here, free to roam through, and I'll show you guys the park shortly as well. It's the biggest park, as far as I know, in Lyon. More than 3 million, or approximately 3 million visitors per year, rather. And it's like some 100 hectares. I can double check that number, but this is a really big place. I don't think I'll be able to get a full kind of look of it, but I'll try to see everything. There's even a zoo and a lake, so stay tuned. So guys, check out the biodiversity here. So I'm actually here in the alpine section of the botanical garden. So none of these are native plants to the region. These are all kind of high altitude plants, but they've been brought here. But what is much more important are the turtles that you see just behind me. So that's incredible that they have literally turtles here. There's many also different species of waterfowl, so birds, but obviously turtles are kind of slightly more unique. So you can see some of them in the water swimming, and then others at the shore sunbathing, which is incredible. So that's it for now. All right guys, so I'm currently in the grand greenhouse, and it's the biggest kind of greenhouse in the botanical garden. I'm trying to see if you can focus, but that's the ceiling way above, and you have some really big trees in here. So one thing that's interesting is right here, you'll see that we have, I'm not sure if you can read on the sign, but that's essentially the plant that is used for the chewing gum process, to make chewing gum or gum. And it's some type of latex or something like that, which is used in the process of fabrication. So it's interesting to see. There's also another thing which I found over there, which is the macadamia nut plant, and that's also a big tree. So they have a lot of different trees which are used commonly in different kind of for different purposes, and they're on here displayed with the descriptions. So it's quite interesting to see. So the last tree I'll show you guys in the tropical exhibit is the papaya tree. So you can see there, it's written papaya. And then there you have some very early stage papayas. There's quite a few more, but it's covered by this leaf. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's at least one. So that's yet another tropical fruit that is grown here. So very interesting. So this is the last room of the big greenhouse that I'm just in. Here you have some of the most extravagant and perfumed plants I've ever smelled. It's such a beautiful smell. I wish I could convey that to you guys, but unfortunately YouTube hasn't added that feature yet. And then behind me, you have something that's arguably more interesting. So camphor. So camphor is a type of tree so a camphor tree, but you can make camphor oil from it. And this has many different uses. So in ancient Asia, or in Asia, it was used for its therapeutic and essentially very nice smell. So it was used as anti-pain and also antiseptic, so to treat infections. And furthermore, because today they have essentially made a synthetic version of it, it's no longer used for medicinal purposes, but it's still used in perfumes because of, once more, its odor, but I can't really smell it since it's way up there. And also the wood is used for furniture. It's quite actually a sturdy, solid wood. And then lastly, apparently, the odor is in particular repelling of insects, so mosquitoes. I'm not sure what kind of insects, but you can see that this is one tree and it has all of these characteristics. It's incredible and really makes you think, how did they discover these properties? This here is also incredible. So here you have a tea plant, and I had thought that each tea plant creates a different type of tea, but this one tea plant creates 6 different types of teas depending on the manufacturing or treating process. So first you have green tea, and that's when it's simply dried. When you have blue-green tea, and that's when it's fermented, partially fermented. There's yellow tea, which is drying it with humidity, literally drying it through vapor, so I'm not sure how that works. Black tea, which is drying with light fermentation, so I think fermentation is like the same thing with wine. Red tea, which is a complex treatment until complete fermentation, so I don't know what that means, but anyways. And then lastly, oh sorry, I had white tea. I mixed up white tea and black tea, but anyways, the last one is black tea, and that's also a different type of fermentation. So one plant can give you 6 different types of teas, just depending on how you treat them. So guys, we're finally here at the big lake I was referring to right when I entered in, and I forgot to mention it, but this is called the Park of the Golden Head. And as you may indicate, or rather predict, this is called the Lake of the Golden Head. You can also see here we have kind of a lakeside dining experience. It's a restaurant, so that has to be definitely a very nice place to kind of eat together around the table with that beautiful view. So basically I'm gonna do the tour of the lake, so walk around the entire thing, and then that should take me kind of back to where I began. But then there's still the zoo, which I would like to see. I'm not gonna go inside if it's paying, and even if it's free, I probably would just run through to get a quick tour. But yeah, so that's what the remaining plan is for the park. Here I'm actually at one of the corners of the park. So the edge of the lake is just there. That's actually where it starts. So it's kind of in a V in this direction, if that kind of makes sense. So it would kind of start from here. It goes that way, and it also goes. Wait one sec. It also goes that way. So here you have the gates of the Kids of the Rhone. So this department is called the Rhone, R-H-O with an hat on it, N-E. And I'm not sure like why, it's just what it's called, this region. So that's what these kind of main entry gates are called. And you can see, I'm not sure why, but they're setting up a stand there. Perhaps there's going to be a spectacle here in front of what you have as well, another statue. I think it's like a centaur, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm kind of in the corner once more. So I'm going to keep on making my way on the other side of the lake and see where that leads me. Our next stop is the island of Mahatma Gandhi. So I was actually just reading the biography here, and he was living from 1869 to 1948, and I had no idea, but he was actually assassinated, which is extremely unfortunate given the immense contribution that he made to human society. But what I really wanted to show you guys here is the hut that you have on the island. Once more, it's an island, accessible by this bridge. You have a piano, so it's incredible. I'm not sure if that's open to the public, but you can hear. There's somebody very talented that is currently playing, and it's extremely beautiful. I'm gonna go check out the island, and I also play piano, so who knows, if he frees the piano, I might try to play, but if not, I'll just keep on going. I'm not sure if it was visible from where I was standing, but now that I'm actually on the island, you can see the entire forest bed is covered by ivy. It's literally the entire forest bed. There's not a single square centimeter that is visible, and it even climbs up essentially halfway up the tree there. So that must just be a special characteristic of this island, of course, dedicated to one of the most significant people that ever lived. But yeah, just incredible to see, because the rest of the park is not at all having this kind of ivy entire bottom layer.